Hello! I think we are back from the capitalism. I think. Sometimes you never know, but I think we're back, and I think the internet is stable. I don't know. This is one of those cases where OBS thinks I'm transmitting like 10,000 kilobits per second. Twitch thinks it's only receiving 4,000, so I don't know where the other 6,000 are going. But here we are. So we're back to working on this sweater that had finally started right before my trip. And then I got a little distracted with the monthly squares and with the diamond painting. Cannot work on the monthly squares right now because the February one, I think, is not getting released until Thursday. I'm not entirely sure, but it's certainly not released yet. And while I have spun the next ball of this, it's actually currently a skein. I need to put it into a ball and measure exactly how much of it there is. Also, I'm doing like the world's most low-tech version of row counting, tracking them on a piece of paper because I want to have my buttons for the stream available. And normally I use my phone. I usually use my phone to do my like row counts and pattern following and whatever. But I'm knitting 46 rows, and I have only done 23 of them. So yeah, I did not I got that much done. Well, not all of it, but I got like most of that done on the flight over, and a little bit while I was visiting family. But I got like almost nothing done on the flight back because I was just asleep the entire time. Which, kind of makes sense because it was a 1 a.m. flight. It's like 1 a.m. local time, and then arrival was 5:30 a.m. local time. So it was just like, it was an overnight flight that kind of ended up with mostly me sleeping, like as good as you can on an airplane sitting up in economy, I guess. But I got home and I just was like, you know what? It's like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever it was. We're gonna lose this needle. Let's fix that before that happens. But yeah, we're gonna sleep. And I went to sleep when I got home and slept like through the afternoon basically. I need like, I don't know, something really skinny. There we go. Might as well tighten both needles. Like, I love these interchangeables, and they very rarely unscrew, but they do sometimes unscrew, so here we are. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? But yeah, so I just like did not get any knitting done on the flight. And then, like I said, I got kind of distracted for the past 2 weeks. I did finish spinning and plying the other blue. So I think, I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be able to stream tomorrow just because I have a whole day of stuff planned. But I think our next stream is gonna be spinning again, just because like I need to do another full spin of the purple, and then obviously more blue. I think I'm gonna end up with 2 more balls of blue and 1 more ball of purple. But like I said, I'm in row 20. I finished row 23, so I'm on row 24. As soon as I hit those 46 rows, the contrasting color starts getting introduced. So that's going to be, if you can see on the picture on the sweater over that way, I think, there's like a little mosaic-y pattern of the color getting introduced. So because the moth is actually going to be light blue on purple, like it's not going to be a purple moth. So it's gonna be a thing. But I really like this pattern, and it seems to be fairly simply written. And I think I mentioned this when I was casting these on, but um, it ended up, I was very worried about gauge because I've been spinning fairly thin, and I was worried that it was just going to be too thin. I might need to double it up or um, like 4-ply it or something. And it ended up being that this was actually perfectly on gauge because the sweater called for like a somewhere between DK and sock weight, which is basically what this kind of came out. But I did gauge swatch it because I was super worried. But it did match, so that's all good. Obviously, it's hand spun, right? So you can see that there's unevenness in the fiber, but I think that that's actually kind of like for this sweater, it's gonna be part of the charm, right? Like it's not gonna look like it's a store-bought machine sweater, right, with like perfect stitches that were clearly knit by a knitting machine. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get at least a couple of rows in while we stream and while we hang out, but also not entirely sure how long we're going to end up streaming and hanging out, because the siren call of playing computer games is strong. And I've got both a Stardew save where we're in the middle of the first fall, so it's fall year 1, but we're almost done with the whatchamacallit, with the center and the community center. Like we really literally need one winter forageable because I've managed to buy the rest from the cart lady, but we need winter forageables. So as soon as winter hits and we can find a crocus, we will have the community center done, which is good because that's about when I'll be able to do the Ginger Island stuff, I think. But I also have, so like I've been playing that, but I also have the save that we started together, which is like in the middle of spring 1. It's heavily modified, but I'm trying, there's things I'm trying to not do. So I'm using remix bundles, and I'm sort of determined to not acquire items through the item spawner. So like we're totally using, for example, absolutely cheating fishing and all that, but we are not gonna just spawn items for the community center or for the museum donations. So I'm going to have to at least a little bit work for it. So maybe what I was thinking of doing is, because it's like 353, so I was thinking of maybe getting a couple of rows of this done because honestly, I need to work on this, and working on it on stream is good. Well, not incentive, but it's a good like accountability, right? Because I want to stream and I want to hang out with folks, but I don't want to like only stream Stardew because I am on like a Stardew kick or whatever. Although I guess that's the definition of variety. But so I'm kind of like, oh, I want to stream today, and oh hey, I haven't been working on the sweater. Good excuse, right? So it's like an excuse to do this. And later in the week, the Baracco pattern for February is gonna come out, so we'll be knitting that as well. But again, like there's no emergency rush on that one because I believe it's going to be for one block for all of February, and February is not that short of a month, so it's going to be that, and then we'll keep working on this because I kind of want to finish the sweater while it's still cold enough to need to wear a sweater, which means that we have basically no later than like March or April to work on it. So, and it's gonna take a while, right? It's like it's a complex sweater with a complicated pattern. Although, again, I am looking forward to starting the color work and kind of trying to work on it. I think it's a stranded color work, so as always with that sort of thing for me, oh yeah, we did a row. I need to mark that down. For me, that means that I need to keep a very careful eye on making sure that I don't pull it too tight so that I end up with like a gathered sweater body, right? That is not a thing that I want to be doing. So, but oh yeah, so I do have the pattern on a timer, but I don't really know how often it'll show up because I'm testing timers on Mix It Up. But also, so like I said, I spun this, and is this going to do the right thing? Yes. So this is merino from Gangset that I spun. I really like their stuff because it's a reasonably long staple, 100% merino, but they sell them in 3.5 ounce balls, or like roving length or whatever. And they charge you $10 for it. And $10 for 3.5 ounces is insanely cheap for fiber. So I was a little worried about how good it will be, but I've now spun, I don't know, just like over 10 ounces of it, and it is actually pretty amazing. Pretty darn good. So I do recommend them. I did also manage to create an affiliate program with them so that you can go to their website, which I think is gangset.com, and use the code TPOWVulcan, and you'll get a 10% discount. Down below in like one of the little sections on my Twitch page, you can see that as a reference link down there. This is the first affiliate program I've ever done, so I'm pretty excited about it, but I figure the amount of which I've been recommending this particular fiber to folks, might as well give them a discount code while I'm at it. So very exciting that. Yeah. Oh, so much stuff happening. Yeah, hopefully I will measure out the other ball tonight so that I have them both handy. And I have no idea, like, I think I'm pretty consistent for thickness for the second skein as well. And, but we'll see what yardage I got out of it. Because this one ended up 470. So hopefully the other one will be reasonably similar. Again, like, I find there's sort of no way to tell until I get it off the wheel and get it ready. So it's been wet blocked, it's dry. I pulled it off it was hanging over my shower curtain. So I pulled it off of that earlier today, so it's in a big hank. So I'll put it on the umbrella swift later today and wind it. And measure it, which is really the important thing there. I've recently, and by recently I mean like last year, picked up the yard counter, like the whatever it's called. Yeah, I guess it's the counter. Yeah, measurer thing. And I picked it up from the same folks who manufacture my wheels, so from Electric Eel. dreaming robots and sleeping robots, dreaming robots, whatever. Anyway, it is really quite nice. I love it. It's one of the best counters that I've really kind of ever encountered. And basically, you put it between your ball winder and your umbrella swift, and you tell it to go. But it's electric, right? It's got battery in there somewhere. But you can tell it how thick your yarn is, and you can tell it like it will remember the last, I think, 10 things that you measured. Folks use it also like you can tell it to make beepy noises after a certain amount if you want to like wind up 400 yards and then have it beep so you stop and make the next ball. It will do that. So it's pretty good that way. I need to adjust my posture a little bit again so that I can get stuff done. So as always, we ran some capitalism before we started, and Twitch wants to run more capitalism a half hour in, and then be once every hour thereafter. So we will let it in about 10 minutes. We'll have a short second bout of capitalism. I will put the stream into a be right back mode because myself and you, everybody should be getting taking the opportunity during a BRB time to go like get a drink, use the restroom, stretch, get up. Because I know I at least find that even if whether I'm streaming or watching somebody else stream, I look up and it's like, it has been 4 hours and I have literally not moved from this spot. So the BRB screens are very good for everybody doing a little bit of self-care and remembering to get yourself up, stretch, drink water, definitely, or drink something, right? Like, I don't care what you're drinking. Which reminds me, I should be consuming the fluids. Just because, like, hydration's important, especially in the winter. Like, I don't know where other folks are, but where I am, it's winter, so it's cold, so my heat is on, which means that there is zero humidity in the house. If negative humidity is a thing, there's negative humidity. It is so dry. And I don't have a whole house humidifier. I don't have any kind of humidifier really. So yeah, it's just super dry. So drinking lots is very important. So that's kind of where we're at and why I keep reminding people about it. But yeah, oh yeah, I started saying that I was thinking that we'll get some rows in and then maybe switch over and do a little bit of Stardew. I know that I think last time, maybe the time before, but anyway, recently we played also Graveyard Keeper, which I also really, really enjoy. I put in a couple of mods for it. Most of them don't work. But the one that does work makes you able to run. Just run all the time. I wanted to get the unlimited energy mode, but that isn't working. That mod is not working. And I technically have a teleportation mod, and I think it's working, but like I need to buy some sort of teleportation stone in order to do it, and I have not done so. So I've been just like running around really fast without it depleting my energy. But otherwise, it's not particularly that modded. So I've been doing that. We again finished a thing. So I've been playing that. Plus we've got the save that we've had going. I think we played through, I think, about like 20 days. What is going on over here? Who knows? 20 days of gameplay, and I think my other save I've gotten maybe 44 days in, so it's still very early yet, but that game is just chock full of what the fuck. It's like if somebody took Stardew Valley and Cult of the Lamb, and while dropping a bunch of acid, decided they were gonna make a game out of the two of those plus whatever came out of their brain. And I think that's what Graveyard Keeper kind of is. It feels like it doesn't look like an acid trip, but it feels like somebody on some seriously mind-altering drugs was coding it. Actually, I think maybe pot rather than acid, but whatever. And it is very Stardew Valley in its like mechanics, right? But but definitely has that Cult of the Lamb feel to it as well. And it's incredibly irreverent and just like, I give a content warning when I play it, let's just say that way. Not because it's got any gore, and not because it's got any like suggestive themes or anything, but like, you're a graveyard keeper and a donkey delivers dead bodies to you, and the first thing you do is dismember them for meat, because that's what you eat and what everybody else in town, I guess, eats. And then you bury them for points. Also, the donkey is like, not only is Donkey forming a union, but I think the donkey is having a Bolshevik revolution happening in the background, because he was delivering me bodies like every day or every other day. And now he has he's had a strike. He refuses to deliver any bodies on any days where there is not 5 carrots in the box that he provided. I have to pay him in carrots, and which means I need to grow a nigh infinite supply of carrots. Oh, and also, he refuses to work on Sundays, which is fine. We don't need the donkey to work on Sundays. But, there's like all kinds of, I think at some point you unlock alchemy and or magic. And like, on the one hand, you are totally working with the Inquisition because they said, hey, want to be friends or we'll kill you. So your character is working with the Inquisition, but also like, you're friends with the witch in the swamp. You just, you're like friends of convenience with the Inquisition, and you don't tell them about the witch in the swamp, or the talking skull in your basement, or the fact that you, take meat off the bodies and sell it to the town to eat. Oy. So it's very something. Anyway, it's very irreverent, which is why content warning. Like, do not expect religious characters to have real devotion. Expect religious characters to be sort of the butt of the joke. Vain and wrathful and kind of dumb. And your character not so much defrauding them, but like, not trying real hard to adhere to their rules. But yeah, and the whole village is kind of weird like that. Anyway, it's a fun game, but very much what the fuck. So if you get it, keep in mind it's on a giant sale on Steam through, I want to say, the 7th. It's like $3. So worth it. But yeah, so I was thinking maybe towards the tail end we'll play a little bit of Stardew, just to keep that save advancing. But I want to make sure that we get a bunch of rows of this stuff in. To be fair, we've done 2. We're on like the 3rd round that we're working on, so it's not bad. Ooh, sorry about that. Did not mean to whack the camera. Just not super easy pull yet from the center here, so just pulling some out as I work on them. Trying to not, you know, fret too much about the varying thickness of yarn that is passing through my hands right now. Like some sections, I guess, were a little better than others. Oh, I think, yeah. All right, capitalism is happening. So, well, it says capitalism is about to happen. So, I am going to wait until it actually starts happening in the hope that I will get to my stitch marker by then. Just because I don't like leaving things just kind of in the middle. But again, I run 3 minutes of capitalism an hour. And mostly that keeps the pre-roll away, which is something that I very much like to do. I don't like pre-rolls, and I want to not have them. So here we go. There's our stitch marker. And there's the capitalism. All right, we will be back in about 3 minutes. think we're back from the capitalism. I am certainly back from where I was. So, all right, we are at 26 now. Let's do a little verify of that, shall we? Crochet hook is very good for counting. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yay, not being incorrect. All right, well, let's keep going. Maybe we'll get to 30. That's like the goal, right, today, to get to 30 rows. Out of the 46, because it's like 7.5 inches or something that they think I should have, plus the ribbing, and together that gets us to the start of the sweater. And of course, so also the other thing that happens at around that time is we split for front and back, right? We already have the 2 markers for that, and we split up so that kind of like we know where the sleeves are going to go. But the design of the painting, whatever the painting, wow, the pattern, the moth is done flat, not in the round. So this is going to make it a little easier to keep it straight and not like pulling in and wrinkled, but still I'm going to end up, I think, duplicating the needles just so that they can lie as flat as possible. Because I think, you know, I think they expect you to kind of do one and then let it go and do the other. So that's what I'll be doing. Otherwise I'll need like too many skeins of yarn and stuff. But once the patterns are done, you know, things kind of get joined back up for the yoke. And the sleeves are, I believe, done separately. The sleeves I'm going to be doing 2 at a time, just because, like with socks, I feel like when I have to do 2 of something, I want to do them at the same time so that both my gauge is consistent, right? Because it's like some days you knit and it's like something in life is stressful and everything is a little tighter than normal, and some days everything is sababa, so you know, you go, but everything is a lot more loose. I want those inevitable differences in tension to like match between the 2 sleeves. Plus, again, just like with socks, my problem with socks is if I knit them one at a time, I knit a sock and then I have a sock, and I never develop a second sock, because then I'm like, oh, well, but I finished it. I don't want to restart it. So I do all of my socks 2 at a time, both so that the tension matches, is so that when I'm like done and I'm like, yes, I finished, I actually finished, as opposed to like I finished, but only with half the project. So. I think I've seen my timer. I should, like, what is up with mix it up? Mix it up, why are you not working? Then go to timers, and it's there, and it's active. It's enabled. It's got a 30-minute interval. I've clearly been here for more than 30 minutes. But I guess I ran the last time I ran the command wasn't that long ago, so maybe that's part of the problem. Eek. I think it's probably smart enough to know when the command ran last, and therefore it's gonna count a half hour from then. Don't actually know, honestly. Do not actually know, but that one makes sense. You sort of never know how actually smart about things the bots are. No, and it might be the case that I need to do another BRB right now. I know we just did one like 10 minutes ago, but problem with things like a chronic illness, which I do have, is that sometimes your body's like, you thought you were done, but haha, friend, ye shall go and visit the restroom again. Thanks, colitis. Love you too. Don't really. I do not. Do not love it. Love that there are medications that help, but do not love. So. All right. I think we're going to finish this row. And then I'm going to take a super quick, like, my body hates me break. And we should not get any capitalism during it, but you'll get the soothing tones of Muzak and my BRB screen. Just because it's a little bit easier that way, and also, frankly, it turns off my microphone, which is important because in order to get out of my room to go visit the bathroom, not only do I need to open a door that squeaks like desperately needing WD-40, but I have to put my green screen down, and that makes a huge amount of noise, which should not go into a microphone. End of row is in sight. The counter is like inside my hand. So, almost done. Also, this is going to be a very warm sweater because I can feel the sort of warmth almost radiate from the wool as it's like reflecting the warmth of my hand and keeping the warmth in, basically. All right, so here's our stitch marker. One stitch past it, and mark down that we finished row 27. But yeah, sorry guys, I'm gonna BRB. It should only be a very short amount of time, but I'll be right back. I think we're back. Hey, Box Puppy, how are you? Sorry about the, we were in BRB and then we came back for 10 minutes and then we were in BRB again because my body hates me and, was requiring me to go do stuff. in that special way that only bodies can, especially when you're chronically ill in that extra special your insides and guts sort of way. But I'm back, so life's good. I wanna know what's in your D&D notebook. Are you running something or working on character concepts for a new D&D game? Ooh, is this like a local game or is this like an online over Zoom or whatever game? Also, what edition of D&D? What are you making? Have you looked at the new whatever version is after 5th edition that they've been releasing the updates for? I have. Ooh, nice. Lucky. I continue to like. All my friends are like, oh, we'll totally play D&D. Only if you run it. Nice. Well, you're gonna have to tell me all about it so I can live vicariously through you. Because like at this point, the game I was running has ended. I am not willing to take on running another game. And like, we did not manage to actually restart anything else. So I am in like no games, which is terrible. But yeah, what are you making? What kind of character? What kind of campaign is it? What level are you starting at? Like tell me all the things. I want to know all the things. And I think you weren't here before when I was mentioning that that I was thinking that we'll get to row 30, and if it's not like crazy late, because this is row 28 that I'm knitting right now, or round 28 rather. Once we get to 30, we'll stop and maybe do a little more Stardew, just because I have been on a Stardew kick, like very much so. I would like to get us a little bit further in the save that we started, because I think we got to like spring 13. I think it might be Egg Festival next. And I want to make sure that we've got at least a little bit of money to be able to buy some of the strawberry seeds and yeah, so I want to make sure we have that. And I want to see if I can find online a like an more optimized path for getting eggs. I want to get that hat, and I have not successfully actually won the egg finding contest in a while. I've done it before, but generally speaking, Abigail wins, and I am cranky pants about it. I've been watching somebody's playthrough of like first 100 days or whatever in the Stardew Expanded, and I was like, wait, you get to learn to be a wizard? You go to all these weird different worlds? There's so much more content, and it is so intimidating. Like I didn't know any of that was there, and just the sheer size of the map was freaking me out in expanded the time I tried it. So I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go. I mean, I think maybe once I'm done enough with the save that we started on stream, or I get super bored with it, maybe we'll try expanded, but it just feels like it is so much stuff, and I don't know what any of it is. It's not like super represented on the wiki, so it's just like a little bit daunting to think about it. And also, our timer still not happening. We have not seen the timer yet, and mix it up. What is up with that? The timer is on. The command is on. So, what is going on? Save, right? Yeah, like everything is enabled. And it exists and it's active, so like, and timers are not disabled, and it's set to like 30 minutes. Let's see if I'm gonna set it to like 3 minutes on the theory that I just want to test that it works. Like, right, it's unlocked. It's inside a command group, but that shouldn't matter. Okay, there you go. So that just worked. I guess we'll see if it'll repeat in 3 minutes, because if it does, then I'll obviously make the interval higher, because I do not need it to show me, don't need it to show the pattern link every 3 minutes, but I do want to make sure that the timers are working, and I've just had the hardest time getting Mix It Up to do the timed posts, so still really kind of figuring out how to make Mix It Up work. It's very different from like all the other automation stuff, like Stream Elements or Streamlabs or any of that stuff. So I only have this one command on it, and just kind of still working on it. And like, I can press the button manually to to run that chat, but I want to kind of not have to remember to do it, hence the timers. All right. Oh, well, I was asking about your character. Like, what are you going to play? Because I am living vicariously through you, because all of my friends are like, we'll only play if you run something, and I cannot. So I want to know about your character. But I was also mentioning that once we hit row 30, I was thinking of switching to our Stardew save. And 2, that I was watching somebody play through some Stardew Expanded, and like do the whole like learn to be a wizard thing, and I was just like, there's so much stuff there and expanded. Oh my god. It's not just like a little bit more map and more characters. There's like an insane amount more stuff, and I find expanded to be already like a little daunting. That is 28. Stuck on 3 character costumes. Finalize them when I know what. Okay. What like what kind of campaign is it? Do you know like the setting and the general theme? Are you starting at level 1? Okay, so that is the timer working. Also, Crooked Moon. I don't think I'm familiar with that. Is that a pre-made campaign? I was testing my timer, so it seems to be working, but I don't actually want it at, 3-minute intervals. So let's see. I just changed it to 20, so we'll see how well that goes. But no, do not drop stitches. Do not drop stitches. Do not. Thank you for not dropping stitches. I am never really a fan of starting at level 1 just because I find that you're so limited. 5th edition, like starting at 3 is okay. Starting at 5 is better in my opinion. Just because like by 3, if you have a monk, they've specialized. The cleric has picked their school of magic, that kind of stuff. Okay, awesome. Let me pull that up because I don't think I've ever heard of that one, and I am curious. Oh, it's a Kickstarter campaign. Okay. Weave your own dreadful folk tale. Funded in 1 minute. Pre-order now. Okay. Let's see. All new fate weaving system, which I don't know anything about. Folk horror campaign setting. Okay. Huh. Interesting. There's a lot of very pretty dice in their picture. I like the art. The art is gorgeous. Oh, wow. Very cool. Oh, it's got like tarot cards, looks like. Nice. It looks like it's also pretty new, right? So whoever kickstarted it amongst your friends, right? Like, looks like it's just came in like this fall, right? You're gonna have to tell me extensively all about it because that looks really cool. And like I said, I am in like 0 games right now, so I gotta get my gaming, my tabletop on by basically getting all my friends who are in various games to like tell me about their games so that I can live vicariously through y'all. But yeah. Why do we have a knot? Stop that. No need for knots. We might not get to row 30 when I want us to, just in terms of timing for dinner making and streaming. Oh, let's see, the characters I've planned are a firstborn. Okay, ranger. Reborn, graveborn combo. It's a warlock. So are the classes... Sounds like the species are in the setting. Are the classes like normal D&D classes, or are there some from the setting as well? Hexblood. Okay, Hexblood Witch. Okay, I am familiar with that. I tried playing one once. It was pretty cool. Okay, so you can use like classes and species from base game without them being in this campaign. Sounds like very cool. Classes of standard. Okay. And then they have setting appropriate subclasses. Do they have new classes for the setting as well, or just like subclasses or prestige classes or whatnot? I had started saying just subclasses. Okay. Right. Okay. Nice. Which the hex switch is from? It's not main player's handbook, but it's from some expansion that I recall. I think. As is Hexblooded, but. So I was saying we might not get to row 30. That was sort of our arbitrary goal, but because I want to go make dinner at 6, I want to at like Mage Hand Press. Oh, is it? Oh, maybe. Okay. Well, it's also entirely possible that like there's multiples as well. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of like stop knitting around 5 and get an hour of Stardew in, because we got about an hour and a half of knitting in. But I did want to get to row 30. I just don't think that that's gonna happen in... Yeah, no, legit. Good stuff. Do you have any idea what other people are making, or is it just gonna be like a surprise until you have game 0 to discuss it? Right. From a distance or from a diving board? No, did you ever figure out what was going on with her tablet? Were you able to fix it at all, or is it like just dead? Aw, that sucks. I'm sorry. You gonna get her a new one? You know what happened to it? Did it just like... I don't know, it just sounds like something loosened in the power port area. Oh yeah, and something fried. Like, you know, sometimes you pull the power cord out, there's just like a spark because the outlet's not grounded well or whatever, and something fries. And it's just like, it's very annoying when that sort of thing happens. You know what, actually, so that was row 29 that I finished, so maybe we will get to row 30. Maybe. We shall see. We shall see. Up there and added the. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the children's and me need cases to protect them. Also screen protectors sometimes, but okay, so she at least has like another one to be using. So that's good. Okay, so yeah, after this row, we'll switch to Stardew and go do a little bit of farming. Looks like so I'm gonna see if I can line up the capitalism to me trying to get the game up and running and stuff, because the thing tells me that capitalism is happening in like 10 minutes, so I might advance the capitalism to happen a little bit sooner, just so that I can open the game and I can check that my mods don't need updating, update any mods that need updating, and run the game during the capitalism break. And I think we're not going to be able to stream tomorrow. And I don't think we're going to be able to stream Monday, but we are going to be able to stream Tuesday. And we'll see about Monday as well. Or tomorrow is Monday, duh. We'll see about tomorrow, just because I have stuff scheduled at from the middle of the afternoon onward until fairly late. So we'll see. Campaign, it's not going to get... Okay, not going to go until... Well, March is next month, so... Yeah, right. I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense. And I always find that, like, when campaigns are starting, it takes about a month of, like, faffing around and everybody changing their mind on what character they're playing and whatever. So it gives people a chance to figure it out. And I do sometimes end up with Game 0 happening sort of before the official start of a game, so just to get that, like, we're not really playing, nobody's in character, but we are going to discuss our races and classes and who has what, and kind of like figure out any shared common backstory or anything like that in that meeting. So Hmm. Do you have a picture you're basing it on, or are you just kind of like coming up coming up with it as you go in the software? Okay, that is row 30. I was wrong. It is 503. We actually did it. Nice. I am super bad at it. I tend to, if I'm gonna attempt to kind of like not start from a picture, I actually go to Hero Forge a lot. Like I don't pay them or anything because I don't order the minis, but I use their like character maker type stuff. So we got like 7 rows in, which is not bad. And let me pull up my actual app that I've not been using. So we did 7, 28, 29, 30. We did up to row 30. Go us, frankly. Okay, so now I do want to get the keyboard out, but which I already have the avatar done, right? Because you've from a different campaign for characters you've for a while, so I know. Okay, okay. Well, massive good luck. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run some capitalism now, so that I can switch the scene and games and stuff, and I'll be back in 3 minutes. All right. I think we're back. I think we're back, and I think game sound is not happening right now, but I think that's because game sound is not happening right now, as opposed to game sound is not working right now. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So we have game sound. Let me actually turn off my, like, just background music, because we don't want that, and we need to change our Stardew modded feel spring year 1. And change my game category and stuff, because like that needs to be happening, and get rid of the fiber arts category tag. There we go. So I think that's changed now, or at least should be changed now. And yeah, let's see. I did not have to upload any update of any of my mods, so yeah. So my other farm is like day 20 of fall, but we are on day 13 of spring. We do have a bunch of money, so we should be able to buy strawberry seeds, no trouble.